If you're young and in industrial sales, I'm gonna show you how to make a lot of money and beat out those veterans. Young bloods out there that are getting into industrial sales, or maybe you just got into the industry, this is the perfect time. Take it from me, I spent a decade in the industry and even today still continue to coach and mentor and teach and train the industrial manufacturing industry from a sales and marketing standpoint. The reason why you can make a lot of money is because the veterans have become complacent. And I'm gonna show you how to make significant impact. Number one, you have to have a strong work ethic. And by work ethic, I mean you're willing to do whatever it takes. You have hustle, grind, grit, whatever adjective you want to put on it, you have to have that first. You have to also have a drive to make a lot of money. Hopefully you're in a position at a company where you have a base salary and a commission. If you don't have commission, then you need to get a little bit of experience and then bounce from that company, because how could you possibly have drive and motivation if they're not willing to reward you based on your performance with some sort of commission structure? There's tons of different structures out there. The top companies will pay commission based on performance, based on revenue, based on hitting those goals. So that should drive you to do better. I'm not saying that money has to be the motivator, but it typically is the best one when it comes to salespeople. Let's look at the landscape, right? So if you check the box and say step one, yep, I have all that, strong work ethic, I'm not lazy, I'm willing to work as much as I need to work, hustle, grind, even when stuff gets tough, I'm gonna push through. I'm not gonna take days off during the middle of the week and say, I don't wanna do these calls anymore, I don't wanna follow up. Check that box, let's move on to the next step. Look at the current marketplace. The current marketplace and who you're competing with are typically people that are veterans that have been doing this for a long time, and they've typically become complacent. What do I mean by that? They become lazy. They become comfortable in what it is that they do, how much money they make, the book of business that they have, and all that. That is a huge crack in the door to open it up for you guys to come in and dominate if you have that strong work ethic. The reason why the veterans have become like that is because they're longer along in their career. Maybe they've made hundreds of thousands, like $300,000-$400,000 earlier on, and now they've got a book of business where they keep on collecting that checks, and they've got the relationships to where they're like, this person's a current customer, I'm gonna get more business from them, earn commission on that, so on and so forth, but they're not actually out there hunting for new business. That is your opportunity to jump in and show aggression, which will get noticed by everybody all the way up to the top president, CEO, regardless of the size of the company that you're with. If you're with a massive company where there's 200, 300, 1,000 sales engineers, salespeople, then maybe you at least get up to the VP level of showing them exactly what it is that you can do and making a name for yourself. The things that the veterans won't do is typically learn new software. You guys have to look at LinkedIn, the social platform, as your main bread and butter for generating activity, bringing new people into your pipeline, and really making a personal brand for yourself. A lot of the veterans don't know how to use it, aren't willing to learn it, and just think that going traditional with it, with face-to-face visits, phone calls, emails is the way to do, or they're not willing to do much hunting on their own, and they completely negate it. LinkedIn and having a strong presence on LinkedIn can make you millions of dollars a year in industrial sales, because you can connect with the target demographic of who you're trying to sell to, filter that down to a strategic list, connect with the decision makers and influencers in that space, and then eventually provide value to them, and eventually after that, ask them if they ever have a need to hit you up, or ask if they have 10 minutes available in the next week or two to book a call with you. That is the power of it. This is not something that you can do quickly and easily. This is something that a long-term play. It will take you 6, 12 months of getting enough progression to be able to do this and be able to get a massive ROI. But there have been times, numerous times, where I've talked to people and they say, dude, I've been doing it for like 2 weeks, I already got 3 appointments from it. That does happen. You just have to be very strategic about who you're going after. LinkedIn is the key here. If you're willing to dive into it, spend part of your day, 30, 45 minutes, sending out connection requests, because you can only get about 100, I think, what is it? It's 100 a week, 150 a week, depending on what LinkedIn does with their algorithm and what they allow people to do. 100, 150 connection requests a week, you better send those out. Spend 30, 45, 60 minutes a day doing that, and then spend 30 minutes a day engaging with people that post that you're connected with. Hey, that's awesome, love this, that's cool, whatever, commenting on their stuff, liking it, messaging them, saying, dude, I loved your post for that. That's what you want to focus your attention on, and then the rest of the time you're prospecting in other areas. And I'm not gonna jump into every single one of them, but you're doing calls, you're building lists, you're using LinkedIn Sales Navigator to build lists of companies that are in a fit, and then calling their main number, asking who's in whatever department. You can do all of the other ways of prospecting, but using LinkedIn first to build out your personal brand, connection requests, send messages, and engage with people, that is what's going to make you a significant amount of money, and that is what's going to get you in front of the right people, whereas the veterans will be sleeping. They're typically tied up. If they're not complacent, they're tied up. They've got deals that they've been working for the last 6 to 12 months. They've got accounts that they've been calling on. They've got current house accounts that they're trying to grow and scale and all that stuff. So it's your opportunity to say, dude, I'm gonna come in and crush it. I did this 3 different times over 10 years and it worked out perfectly. And that was a long time ago. That was about 8 years ago, the last company that I worked at before I started MFG Tribe and Technical Sales University, which is changing over to Industrial Sales University. So that's one of the key things, is using that. The other aspect of it is the speed at which you reply. If somebody sends you a message, reply from your phone wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're trying, as fast as absolutely possible. I'm talking 2 minutes, 3 minutes, not 2-3 hours, not I don't have email on my phone or let me wait until I'm at a breaking point. Respond to people quickly. Your speed and the way that you get answers back to people is going to make you stand out from everybody else. Because if most people have veterans that are selling for them and you're this young blood that's coming in and you're hitting the ground running and very aggressive, they're gonna want to deal with you because you're answering questions that they have and getting it back to them, which is gonna make you stand out. All you need is one of your prospects to say that you are going to provide them with value, whatever means necessary that is, and whatever type of value that is on the subject. They're gonna say, this person provides me value. Oh, I'll just text so-and-so. I'll just call so-and-so. I'll email so-and-so. They'll get me the answer. That will eventually lead to more business. But in the industrial landscape, there is a massive group of people in the 45 age and up that are in that complacency zone, and even some younger kids, but most of them 45 and up, 50 and up, that are going to be leaving the workplace. So you have to jump in. If you're in your early, mid, late 20s, this is it. You can stand out. You should be having a goal of making $300,000-$400,000 a year. You may be saying, dude, there's no way that that's possible. I only get 0.75% commission. Do the math. Figure out what revenue you have to hit for you to then reverse engineer it and say, if I hit this revenue, it'll give me this much commission with my base salary. That will get me to my goal. Once you realize that maybe you can't get to that goal with the current company, then you need to change companies and go after somebody that can get you to that goal. But the door is wide open for this younger generation to come in if you are aggressive, if you use the tools like LinkedIn. That's just one of them. If you want to learn more about the tools that we can help with young salespeople and industrial salespeople jumping into the industry for the first time, or maybe you've been in a different role as an engineer and now you're in sales, Industrial Sales University is your key. We're gonna have new things coming out with mastermind groups, weekly calls with the students and things like that. That is going to be exclusive video content, exclusive interaction that will give you all the tools necessary, all the tips, tricks, and secrets. If you want what we've already shared out there, go to the YouTube channel where we have over 800 videos talking about sales and marketing. There's a ton of valuable content in there, but now is the time to take massive amounts of action to start to dominate this industry. And I promise you, if you put in the work and if you get into a routine, daily, weekly, monthly routine, tracking all your stuff, hitting all the different areas that you want to prospect, following up with people, I promise that you'll make a significant amount of money. So hopefully you guys got value out of this content. If you did, share it with someone you know. If you like podcasts, check me out on every single podcast platform. Just type in my name, it'll pop up, Industrial Sales and Marketing with me. If you want to see some behind the scenes stuff and get a lot of content on a daily basis, go over to LinkedIn, follow me there. We're producing at least 3-4 videos a day on that, and half of it, if not more, is related to sales. And we will see you on the next one.